Let me share a story that reveals the simplicity and beauty of being truly just. In a small American town, there once lived a man named Samuel. He was known for being straightforward, sometimes to the point of appearing naive. His friends would often joke that Samuel was silly and cute, honest to a fault, always saying exactly what he thought. He wore his intentions on his sleeve, never hiding behind clever words or intricate schemes. He believed that justice was simple: treat others well, act with honesty, and do the right thing, even when no one was watching. Now, contrast Samuel with his neighbor, Richard. Richard was clever, always calculating, always scheming for an advantage. Where Samuel's life was open and uncomplicated, Richard's was a tangled web of deals and hidden motives. One evening, as the sun dipped below the rooftops, Samuel joined a group of townsfolk discussing what it meant to be a just person. The conversation soon turned to a question Socrates himself once posed. Does a just person want to be better than other people who also pursue justice? Samuel smiled and shook his head. No, he said, because if we're all seeking justice, we're on the same path. We share the same goal: to do good and to live rightly. There's no rivalry in that. The townsfolk nodded, some in agreement, others uncertain. Samuel continued, "If you are just and I am just, then we are allies. There's no conflict between us, because the pursuit of justice unites rather than divides." But, Samuel mused, who would a just person find himself at odds with? It's not other just people, he said quietly. It's those who act unjustly, those who pursue only their own interests at the expense of what is right. Here Richard interjected, "But isn't it better to be clever? Isn't it smart to get ahead even if it means bending the rules?" Samuel only smiled, reflecting on what he'd learned from both ancient philosophers and the everyday people around him. He explained, "The unjust person, by chasing only profit or advantage, will eventually come into conflict not just with the just, but with other unjust people too. When your only aim is personal gain, you see even your allies as rivals, and you're forever trapped in a contest you can never truly win." As Confucius once said, "When you see a virtuous person, strive to be like him. The wise do not compete with one another, because their hearts are set on a common good, not on personal glory." Samuel used the example of doctors in the town. "Imagine two doctors," he said. "Their true duty is to heal the sick. If their hearts are in the right place, they'll rejoice whenever a patient recovers, regardless of who administered the treatment. But if they care more for money, then every patient becomes a prize, and they begin to compete. Who has more patients? Who charges more? Whose fame is greater?" He looked around at his friends. "A truly good doctor is happy to see anyone healed, no matter who gets the credit. That's the nature of justice. The moment we worry about who wears the medal, who's in the spotlight, who's declared the winner, that's when we slip into injustice. Goodness is never about outshining others. It's about doing right together." In the quiet that followed, Samuel's words settled like dew. The lesson was clear. Just people are united by a common purpose, while unjust people, always grasping for more, are isolated, even from one another. The path of justice brings peace, simplicity, and honest happiness, free from the exhausting rivalries that plague those who seek only self-interest. In today's world, where competition and self-interest often seem to take center stage, the story of justice reminds us that true fulfillment comes from aligning our actions with integrity and fairness, not from outshining others. Whether in the workplace, at home, or among friends, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparing ourselves or pursuing personal gain at the expense of what's right. But just as in the story, when we choose to act with justice, valuing honesty, supporting one another, and celebrating collective achievement, we foster trust, reduce conflict, and find deeper satisfaction. My advice for current life is simple. When faced with a choice, pause and ask yourself not just what's best for you, but what is just for everyone involved. Let justice guide your decisions, and you'll build stronger relationships, earn lasting respect, and create a more harmonious world around you.